we need to turn up your microphone for sure. Why don't you try mine for a second? Try mine.
Oh, hi. Can you hear me?
Nope.
Hello. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Sure. Okay, thank you. Okay, find out, ask me now. Right, okay, guys, let's get to it. What we're going to do is we're going to ask some fan questions at the end as well, okay? And when I give you the signal, I want you popping up in the mic, wherever it may be, just you will be directed there. Guys, okay, Arrow question, how are you feeling?
At the end of the season just gone out, how are you feeling? Big question. Who wants to start? You're like,
We survived. So, feeling good, feeling fresh,
Feeling
feeling
good?
limber.
you fresh?
Oh.
What are you, Stephen?
Sad.
Oh.
Well, sorry. Became best friends with Emily over the past 7 years, and I'm going to miss her. So I was sad.
Oh.
But I also thought that it was really cool, the way that we said goodbye to Felicity. Spoiler.
Spoiler alert.
Still sad, though. Sad.
Sad, yeah.
What about you, Dave? How are you feeling?
Sad, yeah. I can't say any better than that.
Oh, there. Mic drop.
I won't.
I mean, it's a sad. I mean, it's sad. It's sad.
So, I'm going to talk about the Arrowverse in general. The Arrowverse has got a very special place in fans' hearts, as you can see with everyone here today as well. Did you feel or realise this at the time when all of you joined in the Arrowverse, when all of you started? You guys are original team. Tyler, you've come in, Supergirl, slightly later. How did you feel? Did you know what was in front of you?
No. I have a little funny story about that. There was a scene. I think. First of all, no one knew. But there was a moment when me and Stephen had this scene on the street in the pilot, and it's the time when I'm driving Stephen, and he disappears out of the back of the limo. And
I did that, by the way. I did that.
He actually did that.
It wasn't a stunt. I did it. I
Our
wrote it on the
director, David Nutter,
Right.
was standing on one of the corner. He set up the shot. He was standing there, and he said, "This is exactly what he said. This is going to be a huge show. Can't you feel it? Can't you feel it?" And me and the producer were standing right there at the time. We were both like, "Don't say that. You're going to jinx it." So somehow or another, and if you know anything about David Nutter, he has a huge success rate of directing shows that tend to get on air and be very successful. But he just had this sixth sense of like, this show is going to be huge, and maybe that was his mojo he was sprinkling on it. I don't know, but he knew. No one else knew.
One of the cool moments for me with the show, in season one, being very, very aspirational in terms of the locations that we're shooting at and all this stuff. And we would back end our weeks on Friday with like 15 pages of a script in the Foundry. And before Emily was there, and thank God she showed up when she did.
Thank the Lord God Almighty.
It was just me and David. And I turned to him and I go, "Hey man, can we just get this done today? Can we just do it? Let's stay on set. Let's be ready. Let's go for it." And we fist bumped. And that wasn't when I knew the show was going to be successful, but I feel like that's when we caught our rhythm.
Yeah, without a doubt. It's also when we fell in love.
Oh. Romance. Tyler, I've got a question for you. So, you've come in to the Arrowverse a bit later, and you're playing like one of the most iconic superhero roles. Like, first of all, how did you make that your own, and how does it feel working in the Arrowverse, like being an actor in the Arrowverse, like and working with these guys?
I think anytime you come into a show that's been established, you do form such strong relationships on a show. And so when you spend that time together year after year, anytime there's new blood, it's always an interesting thing. But I'll say I've done it once before, and that set was very welcoming, and I kind of felt the same thing here. But it's definitely kind of, that you're coming into, again, it's the Arrowverse, so it's not just one show, it's this massive thing now. But everybody could not have been more kind, more welcoming, and I've really thoroughly enjoyed it. I'd say like doing this has probably been one of the most purely fun experiences I've had working. So it's been a great time.
Glad to hear it.
Hey Tyler, if Batman ever shows up in the Arrowverse, can you do me a favor? Can you fly him to space and just see what happens?
Yeah. Just leave him. Just take him up and let go.
It's like Just a little bat floating around.
Just a soft push towards the moon.
A soft push, I like that. Emily,
I have my mission.
fans were shocked when you announced your departure. How did you feel putting that out? Were you a bit nervous, and what's the reaction been back?
Yeah, nervous about it, nervous sort of about what life were to hold afterwards. I mean, I spent 7 years of my 20s on this show, and with people falling in love with this group of people and falling in love with this character that I've now had to say goodbye to, and she'll always be such a huge part of my life, as well as all of these people and what the show has brought, and really saying goodbye to a family I've been working with for 7 years. But it was time. It was time. I feel like we sent her off in a really beautiful way, and she lives on through, most people here. There's a lot of really beautiful stories that you all tell me about Felicity, and it warms my heart. And I see her everywhere I go, so it's not totally goodbye.
So the door, I read that the door's open if it's in the right way. Would you come back if it was right?
It's not completely up to me, but never say never.
Okay. Now let's play a little game of role swap. Okay. If you could swap roles with one another, okay, who do you think would be the best to play who? Look at confusion, especially on Tyler's face. You're like, oh, I'm really thinking about that one.
I don't know if I'm qualified to make these kinds of decisions.
So
There you are.
do you have a go like for that Stephen playing Superman? David, did you? No. Like, might have to get rid of the beard, maybe.
I would never play Superman because my favorite DC character of all time is General Zod.
Yeah. You mentioned this yesterday, yes.
Well, yeah. I think that Emily would make the best Diggle.
Yes.
I think that Diggle would make the best Moira.
Yes.
I think that Tyler would make the best Colton.
Yes.
There we go.
Well done.
Casting director right here.
And
It gets Colton, not even the character.
Not even the character.
It's Colton.
I'm sorry, Roy. I meant Roy.
It's funny.
And I think that I would make the best Reza.
Rings out cool.
Got some fan questions
good.
sent through to me. So this is to all of you, okay, from Rose Tyler on Instagram. Who was your favourite villain over the duration of the show?
That's easy. I mean, for me, it's easy. It's Deathstroke. Mine will be that.
Nice. What about you guys?
Prometheus.
I second that one. Prometheus, strong villain. The Huntress.
Nice.
Yeah.
I would have to say, I'm totally blanking on the name. The doctor in the crossover in Elseworlds. Somebody help me. Somebody help me with the name. Deegan. Yes. Deegan was a favorite. One, because I thought what he did with that character was great to watch in those first 2 episodes.
Well, he does with every character, though, right? I mean, I can't believe we're blanking on his name. Good actor. Really good actor.
I'll look it up. I'll look it up after this. But David and I were watching him perform for the first time as Deegan. And the camera wasn't on us. We're watching him perform, and David literally grabbed my hand and started squeezing it because we were so fired up about how awesome he was. Jeremy Davies.
Jeremy Davies, yeah.
Jeremy Davies.
Oh,
Yeah.
All right, Jeremy.
This is
He was fantastic.
from Devin Michelle C via Instagram. What was the most difficult scene for Stephen, Emily, and David to film during the finale?
3 of us?
Together? Yeah.
For me, it was the last scene in the bunker. Because there's been 3 or 4 times during the course of the show where my personal feelings are bordering on getting in the way of the thing that my character should do. It happened with my last scene with Emily. It happened with my last scene with Susanna Thompson. And it happened in our last scene in the bunker, where I'm going, okay, I'm sad, but let's make sure that I'm not being selfish and letting my feelings come through in this moment. I think it played okay. Maybe I shouldn't have been as sad as I was, but whatever.
Do you agree that scene?
Yeah.
Yeah. First of all, it was played brilliantly and beautifully, Stephen. So, yeah. But yeah, that scene, easily, that scene for me.
Yeah.
I think while we were shooting that too, I mean, James Bamford, who directed that episode, had such this vision for that scene that turned out so well, and this dissonance that was surrounding the set was that this is really sad, this is really cool, this is really sad, like back and forth through the whole crew, and it was so silent and sort of ominous, but there were tears falling down everyone's faces, and yeah.
Also, randomly on my close-up, even though we had done the scene like 19 times at this point, David randomly, for the first time on my close-up, like gave me this nice pat on the chest. It ended up on air. That wasn't fair, was it?
I've got a question just for Emily.
Yes.
Emily, if you could hack any one of these three guys' computers, whose would you be brave enough to hack? Go for it.
Gotta be totally honest, don't think I want in there. I'm gonna leave everyone's computers as their own. But, you know, I think David watches the least amount of sports and buys the most sneakers, so I feel like I could maybe find out what shoe companies would be best. I think like that's pretty solid.
Okay.
Good, that's good.
Go ahead. Okay, watch out, David. Watch out, David. Like, she's going to really hack him. Like, watch out, by the way, David. She's on to you.
Password, I love pasta.
She's on to you. I'm going to do some fun things in the moment with some memes. But before we do, David, I'm going to ask you this question. I was reading about some Green Lantern stuff. Are we going to see Green Lantern? Is there a connection there? Tell us more about
I
that.
have no idea. I really don't know.
You get asked that a lot, the Green Lantern.
All the time. And I don't know. Stephen Amell knows. No, he doesn't know. I don't know. I don't know.
No problem.
Teasing, but there seems to be no more than that at this point.
Let's go through some memes. Are you ready? Can we have meme number one, please? Meme number one, please. Right, okay. I don't know if you guys can see the bottom.
Oh, wow. This is great. Can they see the bottom of this?
I'm going to move out of the way so you can see the bottom. This is happy and sad. You see it, right? So,
That's the funniest.
Stephen, do you get the piss taken out of you? Oh shit, a lot for that. Sorry. Dropping mics. That was a mic drop. Do you get the piss taken out of you for that? The fact that people go, oh God, sad Oliver, angry Oliver, that you're like, full-faced? I mean, this memes come from somewhere.
Sorry that he doesn't want to show his emotions all the time. He's a stoic individual that clearly cares about other people more than he cares about himself. So I apologize. If he doesn't shed a single tear every time something sort of shitty happens.
It's okay.
Part of my language, young lady. I apologize.
His water's run deep. Okay, let's have meme number two, please. Meme number two. Right. Okay, then. Tyler loved that. Actually, got. Oh, sorry, I will move straight. I will right out the way. Oh, it says, "This mask protects my identity." Are you happy with the mask? What do you guys think? Do you think it's?
Oh yeah. We're making fun of that. Okay.
No, I don't.
You know what Tyler's disguise is?
I know.
Glasses.
Probably because mine is not any better. Mine's not any better.
That was true. Actually, I didn't even recognize you with the hat. I mean, if you wore
Yeah, I
glasses,
know.
it'd be all over, man. It'd be all over. I'd be
No one
like,
has any idea.
like, get off the stage. I don't know who you are. Right, let's go for meme number 3, and I'm going to move out of the way for this one.
Oh.
Sorry.
You can thank Colton Haynes for this. This
is a
was all
blessing.
Colton Haynes doing.
Today I was speaking to David Harbour about channeling his Harbour zone being intense. Then I was talking to Sebastian Stan about his Stan zone. I'm just going to call this your Grumpy Cat zone. So when you're channeling intense face, like, what are you thinking about?
Nothing. This is actually, they told me later, the cat studied these 2 episodes of the show and then worked on its face. So Grumpy Cat actually stole our looks from Teen Wolf.
And that is quite the nostril flare you have, sir. Quite the nostril flare you have. Okay, that's enough of
All
memes.
Colton, by the way. Completely Colton.
That's enough of memes. We've got some fan questions now. So if you want to ask a question, that mic right there. Oh God, oh my God. They're like, me. Okay, so we're going to go straight to it. Okay, sir, let's do it. Do you have a question for this lovely panel?
I just wanted to ask you, what was your favourite canary that you've worked with over the course of Team Arrow, individually, if I may?
How did you hear this? Okay. Sorry. Super hearing as well as super strength and super identity hiding. My favorite canary, that's really hard to choose. I think because now I've gotten to work with Katie as Black Siren, I would have to say Juliana's character, getting to work with Juliana has been a incredible blessing over the past few years. She is dynamite and she works her ass off. She's super fun and she makes an awesome canary. Awesome canary.
What about you, Stephen, as well, and David?
My favorite canary that I got a chance to work with? I mean, Katie Lotz and I were like ride or die in season 2, and we were doing all the stuff, the flashback stuff. You really can't overstate. Emily and David got to experience it during the first episode of the second season. That island stuff was hard.
Yeah.
And Katie Lotz and I had some days where we were just sitting in a tent with rain dripping on us, just being sad, but spending a lot of time together. So I thought I'm very, very proud of what Katie has done with the Sarah Lance character.
Thank you for your question. Next question, please.
Obviously, Felicity character had the experience with a wheelchair. How did that change all of your attitudes to disability unless you've had that experience in your personal lives already? Thank you.
Well, it was a true honor for me. I mean, I got to talk to a lot of people with disability, and I will never fully understand what that means, but hoping bringing that to life and just more awareness around it, I think is really important. I think it was a great storyline. I think we didn't have enough time to flesh it out completely, nor I don't think we ever would, and just having more and more of that on media and what we see is really important.
Thank you very much. Thanks. Next question, please.
This is for everyone. I just want to know what your favorite season was of the show so far.
Season 2.
Your favorite season was season 2? My favorite season is season 1.
Okay, yeah.
Not necessarily what we, if it were to be about like what we created in the storyline, it would probably be season 5. Really can't overstate doing 23 episodes of a show. Really hard. And I was just so proud to make it through season 1.
2 for me. I think we really kind of came on our own in season 2. For me, season 1 was fun too. They kind of jump back and forth in my mind in terms of which one is my favorite season. But I think season 2 we really kind of found it.
Was season 2 the episode where we had the Suicide Squad episode?
That was Suicide Squad came in season 2.
Season 2. I will never forget them being like, "Hey, just so you know, we're doing a Suicide Squad episode." I go, "That's cool." They go, "You're gonna have 3 days off," and I go, "What?" I was so happy.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your question. Next, please. Hello.
Hi. So, out of all of the crossovers you have done, what was your favourite?
This past crossover for sure. Love playing the Flash. That's so funny. By the way, it takes almost 3 weeks to break in the suit. When you get a new suit, I broke it in on our last day of filming.
Oh, you guys? Crossovers?
My answer is pretty easy. I've got little choice. But yes, this last crossover was so much fun. Like, again, I said this whole experience has just been pure fun for me. The Elseworlds was one of the best experiences I've had on a set. I think it was cool, like working with Melissa and seeing her in the Supergirl and being like, wow, we're doing the Supergirl Superman thing. That's crazy. But then to see Stephen in the Flash outfit and Grant in Green Arrow, and then also to switch back, that was a real moment of like, oh wow, like we're doing this. This is pretty crazy.
Oh, thank you. And thank you for your question. Next up, please.
Hi, I am really hoping to be an actor on stage or preferably in film. Has any of you got any audition tips? Because I'm really nervous about my first one.
Oh, audition tips. Go for it. She wants to be an actress on stage.
Or on film.
Or in film.
Or she wants audition tips.
I'll give one. I'll give one just because it's helped me. Don't look at a scene and ask what you think they want to see. Just see what you see and commit to that. It's always better to get a job knowing they want your version of it than feeling like you fooled them in the audition and then you have to fool them every day you show up to work. So see what you see, commit to that, and make that choice.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. That's really a really good tip too. I think like what you're saying as well, that like it's not so precious. Like it's not something you have to hold tightly. It's not breakable. Like you get to do whatever you want with it, and that's the whole point of the story and what you see on the page. If you see that, you just go with it. Just run as far and as fast and as round as you can.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's a job interview. That's actually what it is. It's a job interview. Hold the sides in your hands. Be yourself. Be an enthusiastic version of yourself. Think about the way that you walk into the room, look people in the eye, shake their hands, and if you do an enthusiastic version of yourself, then they'll go, that was awesome, and then they'll tell you how they want you to play the character.
Thank you. Good tips there. You've got lots of good tips.
Thank you.
Next up, lovely lady, go for it.
Hi. I was wondering, what was your guys' favorite moment from this convention?
Favorite moment from this convention? This is having a lot of fun right now. I think one of my favorite things actually was meeting my buddy Nicholas, actually.
Sure,
hey, buddy.
Nicholas.
We almost left Tyler behind when we were on our way over here. He just looks weird.
In a very sad way.
Oh. Okay, what about you? Do you have a favorite moment, David?
This is pretty nice.
Oh,
Like this.
all of you guys. Thank
All
you
you
very
guys.
much for your question. Thank you. I hope you're enjoying it as well. Okay, next up.
I just want to say thank you for the legacy that your show has helped to create.
Thank you.
And my question is, what's been your favourite moment from the past 7 years?
What do you think? My favorite moment?
I really like
The show?
I really like the 100th episode. I didn't think that I would be as sort of melancholy and emotional, but when we got to that 100th episode, that was just really cool. We had Susanna Thompson come back, and we almost had Colin come back, but then we did the shout out to him being a doctor in Chicago on the show. The 100th episode for me was really cool. It felt like an accomplishment. It really did.
You guys? Emily? David?
There was a moment at San Diego Comic-Con, I think this was season 4, and we were at the big party. What was the Warner Brothers party? I'm going to say the memory, and you guys will know exactly where we were. And everyone's there. Everyone, all the executives, everyone on a Warner Brothers show, even the people that aren't on Warner Brothers shows. And we're at this party, and me, you, and the three of us had this moment where we all kind of hugged each other and were like, I really love you. I really love you too. We got a great thing. Isn't this awesome? And it was just I don't know if we ever really said that to each other besides that moment.
Not until that time.
And it was like, look what we got. And it was really, we knew it, but it was, we looked at each other and said it, and it was a special moment for me. So it wasn't at work. It was actually, we were all drunk and realized that we had something very special.
So that's up there. We have these walls on set that move if you lean into them too hard. And David gave us a wonderful wrap gift this year, where he sits on everything on set, and it never breaks sometimes, but the wall just fell right away.
It did. I kind of fell through the wall. It was a nice moment.
Thank you very much for your question.
Yeah, it was good.
Next up.
Hi there. We all know that John Barrowman is infamous for playing pranks on cast members and embarrassing them. What do you feel was the worst thing that he's ever done to you guys?
Worst thing John Barrowman's ever done to you guys. He's a bit of a prankster.
I miss John Barrowman on our set.
He's coming back. He's not.
So what's the worst thing?
I can't tell you the worst thing that John has done. I never got to play a prank on him until this past Sunday in Orlando. Ask him about it. It's not my story to share. It involves a watch and a bathroom.
Okay. Okay. Right, well, but you guys, like, anything that was the worst thing he's done? Is that what you do agree?
He'd like pull his pants down and like moon us if you're on your close-up, like behind the other side of the camera. It's not the word. I mean, it's enjoyable, really.
Yeah. You just leave it at the mooning. Thank you very much. What about you, Tyler? Is there much pranking when you're on set? On the Supergirl set?
No, Melissa and I are clumsy enough that we don't have time for pranks. We take up enough time. Yeah.
I love the idea of like a clumsy Superman. Just like, sorry, look in that building, sorry.
No, we're much closer to Clark and Kara than we are to Superman and Supergirl, for sure. Yeah.
I love that. So, guys, have we got enough time for one more question? Okay, cool, let's go for it. Next.
Hi, first of all, my name is Edwin, and yeah, I love all of you guys. You've done a great job on Arrow, like, it's been amazing. I just have, just two things. First of all, what's, like, for each of you, like, the biggest challenges you've come across in taking on your roles, and how have you overcome them? That's the first thing.
Challenges that you've all had to face and overcome playing your roles.
Okay.
Those challenges. That's a deep question for the last question. Yeah. He's doing the nostril flare again. I can see it.
Like the roles on this show, or roles just in general?
Because I assume that you had to develop X-ray vision to play the part.
I did. That one took the longest. That one was but benefits, good benefits with that one. I'm trying to think. God, to generalize, I feel like the biggest challenge usually is just getting out of your own way. That's usually probably the biggest one. Again, I think that comes down to allowing yourself to trust yourself and trust your instincts. And I think that's probably usually the biggest one.
Anyone want to add anything to that?
Trying to be a badass when you don't have superpowers.
Right, now,
It's tough.
I want to, because you guys are all together here, like, if you've got anything you want to say to the fans at all, as a wee send-off, like, each one of you, what would you say to the fans, the Arrowverse fans?
I would say that the moment that David talked about when we were at San Diego Comic-Con and we looked at each other and talked about how lucky we are, we really, really are. And there is no world where we have that conversation if it's not for you guys. You guys are the lifeblood of the show, and we couldn't do it without you, and we are so very thankful.
Guys, and Kyle, do you want to say anything? We'll be seeing you again, so...
I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I know there's a big crossover coming up, so I've got my fingers crossed that we'll figure something out. So I hope to see these guys again, yeah.
Guys, you have been absolutely bloody wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Haven't they been bloody wonderful? Everyone give them a round.
Thank you, guys.
It's the Arrowverse,
Everybody.
Guys, ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for the brilliant Stephen Amell, Tyler Hoechlin, Dave Ramsay, and Emily Bett Rickards!